guys. I hope I'm clearly audible and visible to all of you. Today we will talk about the northeastern part of the India and its major security challenges, and as well as processes that has been done, mainly concerning the northeast India. As you all know, right, our northeast part, right, the northeastern side of our country largely shares its border with five other countries, right? So we'll also talk about the cross-border challenges and as well as the internal security challenges, right, in domain of just northeast India. So without any further ado, let us start this video. This is the day 36 of recording daily videos for scheduled 75 days. And welcome back to my channel. If you've been watching this videos, I hope it's benefiting you, right, in a way, in your general knowledge, right, and all those kind of things. So let us just start our today's video. See, the northeastern states of India faces persistent security challenges rooted in its insurgency, specifically in northeast, ethnic tension and cross-border vulnerabilities. As I've said earlier, we share border with five countries, and I'm here talking about the northeastern side, right? It shares the border with five countries, and although it is also a huge, geopolitically a lower hand, right? When the area is weak, right? As we can say that we are not the mainstream of India, yet we share our border with five other countries, right? So, on that note, right, we, you know, we stand on a very lower edge, right? So, let's unravel all this cross-border challenges, but you know there are a few pros and as well as cons, right? So let us just unravel it. First is major security challenges: insurgency and militancy. Forget about the external security. The threat itself comes from inside, right? So let us talk about Assam, right? Nagaland, right? They have the anti-government groups, right? And also we can see this kind of similar groups in the states like Manipur, Tripura, and right. And this all this group have historically engaged themselves with armed struggle, right, against the government. So that's one internal security. And this violence persists, this doesn't eradicate in one day, right? It has been it has been very persistent way back, before independence. But after 2014, we could see quite a reduction in it, yet the violence persists, right? So that's there. And think about the recent protest, right? The Nagaland, the very state Nagaland was demanding a hold together a separate state, right? And when I say state, I'm referring to country, right? They were referred, they were uh, appealing to the government to make them separate, right? So that's there, right? Not as a part of India, right? So all those kind of things, contributes to a huge major internal security that's there. And again, a huge factor in internal security is ethnic and communal tension, right? Reasons over 200 ethnic groups often clash over identity, over their autonomy, and as well as their resources distribution, right? That's there. And inter-tribal conflicts, as we can see in Manipur, right? Methi, Kuki, right? And not just confined to Manipur, but we can see a number of ethnic conflicts in Nagaland, Bodoland, right? And this issue also persists in Assam. And yeah, as I've mentioned, right, there was huge, collusion, right? And the government have failed to address it, right? Even now, the violence is very persist between multiple ethnic groups in northeast state, right? And the prominent remains the Kuki and Methi, right? That's there. And now let us come back to the cross-border terrorism, or yeah, in a way, terrorism, as well as not just terrorism, but there are multiple challenges. First is five countries, right? China, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, right? Myanmar. So when we share a lot of border with this country, there's always a huge threat of military, right? Some sort of invasion, militants, entering our country. And apart from that, there's a lot of smuggling, right? Illegal migration, a lot of illegal migration from Bangladesh, right? From Myanmar. And uh, what do they do, right? They come, they make Aadhaar card, and they falsely own the citizenship of India, and as a result, the government use it as a vote bank, right? And again, right, the regime would be of the government, right? Very way with all this kind of unfair means, right? Although an very degrading thing for our country, right? If one is from another country, yet he or she manages to cast the vote, right? That's again a huge drawback, and it does contribute to huge challenges, right? And all this kind of things, external security and as well as internal security, right, when it comes to the cross-border challenges. And third is economic and ecological, fragility, underdevelopment, unemployment, and ecological stress. For example, in Northeast, we can mainly see landslide, right? Often in Manipur, right, a lot of soldier, right, people, they give up their life because of all this natural disaster like floods, right? And all these things fuel discontent and recruitment into insurgent groups. That's there. And let us not extend this video for too long. Let me just see how many time. It's been 7 minutes. Let us not just extend this video because I'm starving, kind of hungry. So we that's done. Now let us see a few development initiative that has been taken by our Indian government. First is Act As policy, right? So what does it do? It enhances the connectivity and the trade with South Asia and as well as Southeast Asia, aiming to integrate the regional economy. All right. So that is the major move from the government, right? And next is the infrastructure projects. We can see a lot of projects, right? Just you know, 100 kilometers away from my place in Siliguri, we can see a lot of big, huge road projects, right? Railways, and also there's a new concept of digital connectivity to reduce isolation and as well as foster growth. Okay, that's there. And so, what must be the whole nation approach? So, the policy makers, right, policy framers, the council of minister, right, the government as a whole, they must emphasize on combining security, governance, and economic development rather than relying on solely military measures and suppressing this armed struggle and all. Rather, they must focus on security, right, their economic development, and most importantly, good governance in northeastern states. That's there. Now, why, guys, if the region is to be stable, and if it is to prosper, then it requires a balanced approach, right? Balancing security, their identity, and their development, not just military suppression from the government, like we can see in ASPA Act, right? That's the although this ASPA Act doesn't apply in all of the Northeast, right? For example, uh, just give me a moment, guys. Tripura, right? It was in Tripura, it was completely withdrawn in the year 2015, and in Meghalaya, it was withdrawn in 2018. And in Assam, we cannot, completely withdraw it. Yet, only in four districts this ASPA is, uh, in action, right? That's there. And in Arunachal Pradesh, as it shares a huge border with China, right? And there's a continuous threat, right? So we cannot compromise, right? Therefore, the ASPA is, selected in few of the police station or the areas where it's very fragile or it is very prone to the national security. That's there from this today's video. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching this video. If you've been till the end, I really appreciate your attention span. I'll be glad if you are taking any information from this video. And yeah, all the best. May God bless all of you and do well in life. Jai Hind.